What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to be backtesting GBP USD, and we're going to go from the weekly towards the daily towards the 4-hour and maybe catch some 1-hour trades to show you guys how it is to trade the real markets. Let's go. Currently we're on the GBP USD weekly time frame. We're going to go from the weekly to the daily to the 4-hour and maybe even the 1-hour to catch some trades. Now, what can we see? Clearly we are bearish, right? We make a low, make a high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And we're now currently trying to make a new lower high on the weekly. Keep in mind, if you're on the weekly time frame, you will only need to change this, let's say maybe in a couple of months or even years to actually count or update the chart. Currently, weekly time frame, we saw the low, the high, the sweep of low, so no current close. And now we have created a new high, meaning we actually, I am marking it wrong, we have this low over here, and we close below it, meaning this does not count as a new lower low. Why? Because we only swept it and we did not close above it or below it. This is our overall high, and this is our overall low. Now, are we going to look for buys or for sells? For me, looking at current price, if we go from the high over here towards the low over here, always go from left to right. So if you're bullish, always do it from the bottom to the top, just left to right, what you see on your screen. Currently, we are looking at the premium area. So this is where you want to look for sells. So buys will not be in a plus setup just because we have already tapped inside of the premium. Currently, we have this as the impulse phase in towards the downside. Where is liquidity situated? In this case, liquidity is situated over here. Liquidity is situated over here. And then at these highs, we can see something very important. Something that I catch my eye on very quickly is that this is trendline liquidity, right? These are very close stacked highs above each other or below each other. So what we're going to do probably, I'm not saying we will let it happen, but there's a high chance is that we will come and sweep these out before continuing lower. Currently, we are looking at the weekly. Let's go down to the daily. And what can we see on the daily? Daily time frame, we saw the low, the high, the low, the high, and now we have created a change of character. If we're going to do this, this is our break on the 4-hour. What can we see is that we then create a low, a high, but we do not close above the high. So this is the external low. So in this move, it's the high, the low, and then we create the higher high, meaning that this from this is the new daily break of structure. What do we then see? Is we then see a push, a pullback, and a new push. But why is this not a valid pullback for me on the daily time frame? Because we have not actually extended towards the 0.5 fib, and we did not take out major point of liquidity. Right over here, you can see we have a huge dump in towards the downside, pullback, and we take that liquidity. Here we only see a small pullback, then we take liquidity. So on the 1-hour, sure, this could be a break of structure, but on the daily, we won't count this. And then what we can see is that we get a push, a pullback, and we take out the low. So we take out a major swing low. What we're going to do now is call this the break of structure. Okay, so keep in mind, why do we call this a break of structure? Why do we call this a break of structure, and why don't we call this a break of structure? Just because we took out major liquidity, right? In this case, we saw this liquidity. It pushed the market higher just to sweep out the highs. Then we came out to take the low and push up higher, meaning this low is external towards this low. If we're going to take a toolbox and drag it from here towards the low, we can see that the low being created is outside of the box. So it's external. Everything inside the box is internal. Same thing here. What do we see? We make out from the low towards the high over here. What can we see is that we come outside of the box and then we move higher, meaning everything above the low here is all internal. So this is internal, this is internal. But on a lower time frame, it could be external. But on the daily, now it is internal. So in the range that we are currently in, we are looking at this over here, daily Fibonacci, and we have this. Now, what are we waiting for? Is we're going to wait for liquidity to be taken, major liquidity. For example, we can look for longs from here. We can look for longs from here, or we can look for longs from here, and maybe even this low. Why? Because it's all internal, and we want internal liquidity to be taken to then look for the fuel in towards the upside. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to the 4-hour time frame. And what we're going to do is we're going to mark out our market structure on the 4-hour time frame. This was the most recent 4-hour break of structure. And this was the most recent 4-hour change of character. Or not most recent, just the one that we can see. Now, we saw a low. We created a high that took out some liquidity, meaning this is a probability of a pretty high swing. And then we can see this, right? We see the break. This would have been a pretty strong swing, of course, but we see the resweep and then a dump lower, meaning this low or this high is external towards this high. Why? Because if we drag from here towards the break of structure, we can see that the high is outside of the box. So what we're going to do now is this is our break of structure, meaning we have the Fibonacci retracement tool over here. Now, why am I looking for shorts and not for buys? Looking on the daily time frame, we have these lows open over here, and we have these lows here already been taken. That's fine. We already have this major swing low. So for me, we still have some liquidity to be taken. And if we're going to look at this towards here, it is trendline liquidity, meaning we could still be looking for shorts. The other thing I am looking for shorts is because if we stay below this high, we are still bearish, right? Because we can only look for buys once we break the overall external swing high. So where do we want to short from? We want to short from here, here, or here. So what I am going to do is I'm going to place a short from here towards where, what do we target? What do we target? We took out those lows. We have currently these lows over here. Let's look on a daily one more time. Yeah, my next target is going to be these lows down here for a 2R. This is my initial position. It's on a 4-hour time frame. Let's take it 1% risk. By the way, I don't know the charts. This is purely just my analysis. So if we do see the pullback, let's see if we do get it happen. If we do get it happen, well, what kind of English is that? We will look for more shorts. Looking at this, we are seeing some market structure. We made equal lows, or not equal, but pretty equal lows here, right? We have taken liquidity above this high, but it's only 1 hour, right? It's just 1 hour. So this is an external 1 hour at the moment. So let's see what price does after putting in this low. If we do see a break over here, a strong candle close, I would be looking to buy. Okay, that's just a wick. There we see a close. So my bias changes from bearish to bullish. Okay, let's see if we can look for maybe a long towards 0.5 fib. maybe take out this liquidity point as it is for our liquidity. So we can look to enter a short position from this high, and we can now look for a long position from this low towards the high to then look for shorts. Okay, so there are two things that I'm going to be waiting for. One, a sweep and then a dump, or now a sweep and then a push towards the dump. Currently, this is also some trendline liquidity. So I would be down to just enter a long position, stops below the low, targeting a new higher high. Let's go for a 1-2-1. Let's see what price does before taking the overall high. Okay, we see the dump lower. We see the entry. Currently looking at this. Oh, so we have liquidity that got taken. We also saw this being taken as well. Let's see if we see the 4-hour fractal change of character. We don't have anything to look at here. We do have a breakdown, a break up, but I would want to see this high go first in order for me to take a new position, or so to say. Here we see a 15-minute play out, I think. Let's go to the 4 hours, so it's a little bit faster. Okay, here we have taken out the liquidity. But I do want to see my TP being hit. There we go. And now we could be looking to enter a short. Why is this not a valid change of character? Because this high over here did not sweep liquidity above the 0.5 fib. We're going to look at this, right? Until here, no 0.5 fib. Above here, no 0.5 fib. So these are just equal highs. This high up here, a little bit trendline liquidity. So what I'm going to wait for is for the 4-hour fractal market structure to break. So we have a break up, then we have a break down. If we do see the close, we can be looking to enter a short towards... I think we have the strength to take out this major low. Looking at the overall 4-hour market structure, of course. We have tapped the discount premium, and we are now down to look for the valid short. So we have a break up. This is now the change of character low. Let's see if we do. Oh, okay. We get it with a strong reaction. So this now should be a very nice supply zone. So we see the entry on the supply zone. Here we see a new sweep. This is now an internal 1-hour break of structure. So 1 hour. Here we see a new external 1-hour change of character. Meaning we could be looking for a scale in at these highs. We have this high over here. Currently following the 4-hour bearish trend. We are looking quite nice. Let's see what price does now. Okay, we get the entry. We get an immediate dump in towards the downside. So now I'm going to be putting my stop loss at this high, reducing my risk. So now we have again a 4-hour change of character. Break of structure, I'm sorry. That's a potential short. If we do see it, nothing much right now. Okay. This is a new break of structure. Why is that? Because we saw the pullback in towards 0.5 fib. We took out some liquidity and we saw the immediate push in towards the downside, meaning this is now a pretty strong area of supply. If we do see a retracement towards the area of supply, I would be happy to enter a short again. But if we do just waterfall down, let's see if we can get an entry on this liquidity high. Let's put our stops above the high. Let's target a new lower low. So currently we're in 3 positions. looking to target the same target, of course. Here we see a very, very aggressive spike up. So on a 4-hour time frame, we took liquidity. Okay, we get stopped out on the first position. We have a break up. Let's now look for the breakdown. Okay, very strong, very nicely. Let's put our stops at the high. Target a new lower low. Oof, what a meltdown. So we have 3 TPs. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. We have 1 loss, meaning we risked 1% to make, what was it? So we made 1.43 plus 1.18 plus 5.4, but I think this was our major position. I don't know anymore. I think we just made like 6% in a month. So that's 6% in a month, trading 1 pair only, which is quite crazy. Let's see what we do now. So currently we are at the major swing low. We have taken liquidity over here. So I am happy to look for buys. Now, when do we look for buys? Is when we take out this low over here, which is the fractal break in towards the downside. And now we want to see a 4-hour fractal shift in towards the upside. So that's what I'm going to wait for. If we do get it. Like so. So we get the 4-hour break, 4-hour change of character. Meaning this now is a strong bullish demand zone. Meaning we can enter to look for longs from this low, this low, this low, this low, and this low. First of all, we are seeing a lot of momentum. Right? Looking on the 1-hour time frame. Clear bullish momentum. So we are looking for a long from these potential lows down here. We are creating a lot of equal lows, which indicates a positive sweep if we do see it. It would be nice to enter a long position. Let's look at the 4-hour fractal. This could also just be liquidity. Let's put our stops below the low. What are we targeting though? We have these equal highs that just got taken. So gonna daily again. We have a fairly strong low down here. So the current 1-hour market structure is the break. We see a pullback towards liquidity, and we are now seeing a new break. What am I going to wait for is liquidity to be built that we are seeing right now. Trendline liquidity. Then we have this liquidity down here, and then all down here is some more liquidity. But let's see what price does after sweeping it. If we do see a sweep, something that we don't know. Okay, there we get a sweep. There we get an immediate reaction. Breaking this high over here. This is now a 1-hour internal break of structure. Why is this not a break of structure? Because we did not take any liquidity. Yes, here, but I mean, that's not very strong because we have a lot of stacked lows. People will think, okay, change of character, but boom, immediate pushing towards the upside. So what are we looking for now is I'm going to place my stop loss at break even. If we do get a stop out, it's a break even, loss. Let's see what we do. Okay, we make new liquidity. We sweep out that liquidity, it seems. So we make a low, a high, a lower low, meaning this is external, meaning this is the new break of structure. Let's wait for a reaction from maybe these lows. We are seeing some squeezing price action as well. So you can see some squeezing price action. So there is a chance we will get a dump. If we break this low, we are looking at some shorts. Okay, there we have some shorts. What liquidity do we want to take? On the 4 hour, yeah, we have these two liquidity points, and then all the way down here. Let's look at the Fibonacci. We have lows down here, but there is still a major swing low over here. So I think we'll just take the major swing low. If we do see the retracement towards this liquidity high, stops above the high, let's target the overall small low. Currently looking at some type of reaction from here. Okay. We're not seeing anything. Okay, that's a break even, but we do see the sweep. And now we are seeing a bullish reaction from the sweep. Okay, so currently we have taken out liquidity. We have tapped the daily demand zone, and we have the fractal breaking towards the downside. So we are now looking for the fractal breaking towards the upside. There we go. We have just done that, meaning this is the overall demand zone. At the moment, we will enter a long, stops below it low, targeting a new overall higher high. Look on a daily. What can we target? We can target these over here. And if we do get a stop out, we can look for shorts towards any of these lows. Again, let's see what happens. Oh, we don't see the retracement. Okay. That's something that doesn't happen very often, but we were right about the sweep and the potential continuation in towards the upside. So this is a 4 hour break. A low, we make external, we sweep it, meaning this becomes external low, meaning we are now in between two things. Liquidity is situated down here. This is some type of a range, meaning this is some strong liquidity. We could see a push higher from here. Okay, but this is now a 1 hour strong low. Let's see what price does this. I want to see some 4 hour possible. Yeah, we have some trend line liquidity. We have just broken the trend line. I will be entering on top of the trend line liquidity. Put our stops at some kind of low. Let's target a high over there. Let's see if we do get tagged in. We do not get tagged in. But I do believe that we will still come for these equal lows, right? Because the thing is, 1 hour wise, sure, good trend. But 4 hour wise, these are waiting to be swept. So I'm just going to leave my limit order here. Let's put our stops below 50%. Let's just target a 2R for this, as it's a pretty expensive range. See if we can. Oh, okay. We have entered. We have taken not 1, not 2, not 3, but 3 lows. And now, 4 hour wise, we had the fractal break in towards the downside. Saw the fractal break not yet in towards the upside. That's what we're gonna wait for now. There we do have it. Stop loss was placed correctly. It's gonna 1 hour time frame. Currently, this is a strong area of demand. We have some liquidity down here. We are just seeing bullish fucking momentum. See what price does. Okay. We reach TP. Our overall target is going to be this high right now, of course. We had a connection with demand. Let's look on a daily time frame. We have again made a connection with demand. And we are now going to try and make a connection with demand. Look on the 4 hour time frame. We have a lot of trendline liquidity. Enter on the trendline liquidity. Stops, but a little bit below the low, and we're just gonna target the overall high. Daily time frame wise, looks amazing. Nothing can go wrong here. In my opinion, we have just tapped demand. We have taken 1 hour liquidity. So there is a chance we just might fuel in towards the leg next higher, as we are seeing a lot of momentum. And we are doing so. Currently in a range, we have just swept liquidity. Okay. I'm going to be entering here. Stops below this point of liquidity. Target a new higher high. Like so. Let's see if we get a fractal change of character. Get a fractal break. Fractal change is over there. Let's see if we do get this. Okay, we do. We have now created a strong area of demand. Where is liquidity situated? Over here. Scale in. Like so. Possible entry. See if we get the retracement towards liquidity. Yes, we do. What happens on the 4 hour time frame? We are seeing some kind of sideways price action. Currently, this is a break. This is a very strong low as we took out liquidity, meaning this is a strong area of demand. Currently, we are in 2 positions. Daily time frame wise, make connection a daily fractal change of character, meaning we could seek for, let me look real quick, let me remove all of this from my chart, meaning this is now my fractal low over here, and we want to see the fractal low hold, right? We're now looking at a long from the demand zone. Let's target a new higher high. Let's see what price does. If we tap, we hit TP, but we did not tap the demand zone. So, okay, current market. Weekly time frame. Yeah, this was just textbook trades, to be fair. What are we doing? Right, we make a high, we make a low. Where's liquidity situated? Over here. We see a fractal break in towards the upside. Here, we see the change of character here. So this is just an internal trend towards the highs. Then these lows from the internal trend being used as liquidity. As you can see here and then here as well. We've seen the daily fractal break. We come to take, or the weekly fractal break, I'm sorry. We come to take some major liquidity down here. We sweep it. And we come for the overall high. So, what was our checklist? Let's go over it real quick. we had one swing market structure. 2, we had the premium versus discount tool. So have we made a swing towards the premium or discount of our range? 3, look for liquidity inside the impulse that broke market structure. And then 4, wait for liquidity to be taken out and look for a fractal change of character. And then, of course, enter on the demand / lower time frame liquidity, like so. Okay. We have just backtested. Where did we start? We started over here. We have just backtested almost a year now. We could have been taking more trades. We could have taken more trades. I'm not gonna lie about it. We could have taken this trade over here. We could have taken this trade over here. We did take this trade over here. And just let's look at the stats. Yeah, leave side. Currently, we had an 80% win rate. By the way, this was on the daily time frame. We did not take a trade, or we took a trade on the 4-hour swing and the 1-hour swing. So we could have taken more trades, in my opinion. But this is a very nice swing strategy now because of this. We took a win, took a loss, took 3 wins over here. We took a win, took a win, took a win, took a win, took a win. So overall, in 200 days, we made 10 grand, which, in my opinion, is totally not bad. But we only used 1 pair. We only used less time frames than we should have. And yeah, we did amazing. 90% win rate. Yeah, very good. Very, very fucking good. In December, we made 6%. January wasn't the best. February did not trade. March did not trade. April, 2%. May, 2%. So, yeah, not bad. Could be better. Could be better. Hope you guys enjoyed this backtesting video. It's the first one I made. If you want to see more of these kind of videos, make sure to comment down below. Tell me what pair I should do with the dates. If you need any help, make sure to look in my YouTube bio to go to my Telegram, or send me a friend request on Discord, or look in the link in the description of this video, and you will see my Telegram as well as the Discord server, where I will be posting calls weekly if we have over 50 members inside of it.